so far. I know Miss Danley will not. Coach just signed on, and we are waiting on Miss Leslie. She was here in person, and she had planned on being here in person. So. You don't have to if you don't want to. You can just call it to order. Councilman Adams will ask anybody who wants to speak in favor or against to come to the mic, so you don't have to do all that.
Sam, am I there?
We'll call to order the City of Douglasville's City Council public hearing for today, which is Thursday, the 27th of August. And this is a public hearing for the millage rate. And having said that, my name is Rochelle Robinson. I'm mayor of the City of Douglasville. Our committee chairperson will give the directives, and I'll open the meeting up now, and we'll call on the Finance Committee Chair, which is Councilmember Mark Adams.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
You're welcome.
As you said, we're here this evening for our second of 3 public hearings concerning our millage rate. This is for proposed 2020-2021 ad valorem tax millage rate for maintenance and operations and for debt service of the city's police and municipal court building. Ms. Karen Callan is going to come forward and make a presentation to us, and then we will open the floor for any comments or questions that mayor, council, or the public may have. I would ask that if you're here with us this evening, if you will approach and use the microphone to my right, straight down in front of you, or to your left there, and then Ms. Callan will be at this microphone so that we would be able to hear everyone properly. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Callan. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Karen Callan. I'm the Finance Director for the City of Douglasville. This is the second of the 3rd required public hearing required. The purpose of this public hearing is to provide an opportunity for the citizens to be able to provide feedback to the staff and elected officials about the proposed 2020 millage rate. There are 2 components to our tax rate. We have our maintenance and operations, and we have our bond millage rate. The bond millage rate is levied to collect revenue to pay the debt service payment on our public safety and municipal court building. The total between the 2 is 8.279. This slide shows a brief history of our total millage rate over the past few years. The 8.279 for the 2020 proposed millage rate is a decrease of 1%, a little under 1%, actually 0.62%. So your total rate will be decreasing. The 7.211 is our proposed M&O millage rate. M&O is for maintenance and operations. You can see the past 3 years we've kept that rate the same. Your bond millage rate proposed for 2020 is 1.068, and that is a 4.64% decrease. And again, that is for the public safety and municipal court building. Our millage rate timeline, our budget is adopted in June, and that's required by state law. We don't receive our tax digest until July, unfortunately, so most of the time we have to adopt our budget before we're able to set our millage rate. We then publish a 5-year history. If we are proposing our millage rate above the rollback rate, then we are required to have 3 public hearings and advertise in the paper. Our final public hearing will be September 3rd at 5:00 p.m. and we have a meeting to adopt the millage rate September 3rd at 5:30. This is an example of a required advertising that we have. It's our 5-year history. This was published in the paper on August 18th. This next ad is our required advertising. It shows that we are proposing a millage rate that is 5.15% above the rollback rate. The rollback rate was 6.858 mils. And for a house of 200, if your property is valued at $200,000, that equates to $71 annually, which is about $5.91 a month. And if you have a house that's $225,000, that is about an increase of $79 annually at $6.58 a month. Why do we have to advertise as a tax increase if our maintenance and operations rate stays the same? That is because usually your property, if we don't roll back, your property value has increased generally. So if you have the same rate but your base is higher, then your taxes do increase. But property value increase is usually a good thing. This example right here shows an increase of $28.84, and that is $2.40 monthly. Also, we had an unprecedented budget year. Our expected revenue decreases in hotel motel tax are, we're expecting a 50% decrease in hotel motel tax. Business licenses, franchise fees, park program revenue, and municipal court revenue are all showing large declines this year. We have also programmed a $3.5 million use of our fund balance, and our fund balance is like our savings account. We have a 78% decrease in capital. We have employee furloughs programmed into the budget, hiring freeze, and all travel and training have been cut down to a very minimum. In closing, this is our second of third required public hearing. We have our last public hearing September 3rd at 5:00 and a special call meeting to adopt the millage rate at 5:30. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Callan. I will ask at this time if any of the council members that are present or if our mayor has any comments or questions concerning Ms. Callan's presentation. If so, yes, Madam Mayor, go ahead.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Callan, and so you were talking about the decreases and hotel motel tax and some of those other revenue generators that did not happen this year. And of course, that's because of COVID-19. So we were not able to, franchise fees and all of those. Could you just mention those things that are decreased that typically would go into the bottom line for revenues?
Our business licenses, our occupational tax revenue, we're showing large increases. Hotel motel tax, a 50% decrease. Our municipal court fines, we've got that programmed at about $600,000 decrease in revenues. I think we said franchise tax. Yeah, franchise tax, business licenses.
Hotel motel.
Yeah, hotel motel and municipal court are the top 4 largest decreases that we have. And to balance the budget, we had to use the $3.5 million in fund balance.
To balance. But with all of that, we still did not, we kept the millage rate the same as it was last year.
Yes, we are proposing the same millage rate for M&O as last year. Our bond millage rate is decreasing, though.
Yes, ma'am.
For an overall decrease.
So we aren't making it up. We're not changing the rate. We're not going to 6 or 10 or 12%. We're staying still at 5.15.
Our 7.211 is the millage rate, and it's the same millage rate for M&O as last year. But the total millage rate is 8.279.
8.279. Okay.
I believe what she may be speaking of, Ms. Callan, is on page 9 where it says property taxes by 5.15%. I'm going to assume that would be the percentage in dollars.
In dollars,
When you
okay.
take the millage rate and apply it to the value, take away the 60%, then that would be actually in dollars, you would average 5.15% increase in city property taxes.
Okay,
Is that
Yes.
the way?
It's over the 5.15% over the rollback rate.
That is
over
correct.
the rollback rate. Okay, that's why I was trying to get those numbers. That's why he's a finance chair, see? He can break down all these complicated equations. All right, that's all I had. Thank you so much. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome. Others that are present with us, and then we'll go to those that will be with us virtually afterwards. Any question, comment? Okay, I believe we have two of our council members that are here virtually by phone, and I understand that Coach Chris Watts is with us. Coach, did you have any comment or question?
No comments. Just appreciate all the hard work put in by our staff.
Thank you, Coach Watts. I'll ditto that. I know there's been a lot of work behind the scenes over the last few months. It's difficult when you don't get your tax digest until after you have to set your budget, and we've been fighting that for as long as I've been on the council, and I don't know that we've made any headway, but it is what it is. What about Councilman Estes? Are you with us, Mr. Howard Estes?
Yes, I'm here.
Uh-oh. It disconnected. He's in New Orleans.
Councilman Estes, you're breaking up a little bit. If you have any comments, this is the city manager, Marshall Hampton. If you don't mind texting me, I'll read those comments out.
Reiterate what Coach and you had just said. I think it's wonderful that we've gotten to this point in light of the situation that we have found ourselves in. So thanks to the staff.
Thank you, Mr. Estes.
He was doing a mixtape. Okay, we got it.
Okay. I'll open the floor then. If there are any citizens that would like to come forward, come to the mic there and give us your name and address for the record. We would welcome your comments. No one? I'm surprised. Okay. Then having said that, Madam Mayor, I see that we have no other business. We'd close the public hearing, and I'll pass it back to you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chairman. It says now, again, comments and questions from citizens. If you have any business that you would like to discuss with us, it does not have to be germane to this public hearing, but any comments from any topics that's related to city business, you're welcome to come to one of the microphones and give us your name and address for the record, and you have 5 minutes to address us. So if any citizens would like to come to the microphone, we'll be happy to hear from you. Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Melinda Howe, and I just have a
Your
question.
address, I'm sorry, Ms. Al.
Excuse me?
Your address?
Oh, 8978 Western Pines Drive. I live in the Fairway subdivision.
Yes, ma'am.
And I just have a question because I don't quite understand why people in the city have to pay county tax too.
Well, the city's in the county. That's why we get all the best amenities, but I don't know if that's the proper terminology or the explanation for that. But the city is in within the county, just like Fulton County has the city of Atlanta, Union City, East Point. There are several cities within the county. So you have those services that the city provides and that the county provides, and so your tax dollars would go to the sheriff's department, the fire department, animal control. Some of those facilities and services are within the county, but they service the city as well.
Okay.
So
and
that's why we pay city and county tax.
another question. So the people in the county,
Yes, ma'am.
what taxes do they pay? Do they just pay county taxes?
They pay county taxes, yes, ma'am. But they do not pay city taxes because they don't have the same services. They have different trash service. Their police department is just encompassing the sheriff's departments. We have the city police and the sheriff's department for
Okay.
the city. And so the county just pays for the county services, and they do not have to pay city tax. They just pay county tax.
Okay, I just want to know. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Was that adequate, city manager? Did I leave out anything? Okay. Thank you, Ms. Al, for your question. Oh, okay. Any other comments from citizens or delegates? Thank you. Then we'll move on to other business. Is there any other, oh, I apologize. Yes, sir.
Ross Bachelor, 6282 Belmont Park Drive. So I had a question. What's the timeline as far as the Highway 92 bypass as far as its completion is concerned? Help me out.
Help you out? I know it's been such a delay, but you see dirt moving. Do you see the dirt moving?
I see the dirt move every day as
Okay.
I pass it every single day going to work. So I'm trying to figure out, but I've been watching the dirt or lack
Yeah.
of movement for the last 5 years. So I'm trying to figure
I
out what's
know.
the timeline.
I know. Well, we apologize. It's Georgia Department of Transportation. We apologize for the inconvenience. But November is supposed to be the end of the let date, and then it goes into 2021. I think February is the last drop dead date. Is that correct? The landscaping will start in November, but they're supposed to finish with the blasting in November. So this is August, September, October, November. So by Christmas, ta-da! Hopefully by Christmas, we'll see something that really looks like it's almost done. And then beginning of the year, January, February, is when the landscaping and all of that will be done. Now, the transportation chair isn't here. Who's the vice transportation chair? Councilman Davis, do you know? That's your committee vice chair.
Vice Chair. Well, like you said, Madam Mayor, we're hoping about if the rain hold up, and hoping by the first of the year.
Okay.
Yeah, we
'Cause
ought to see
like I
some.
said, I literally can look out of my patio and see it.
Wow.
So it's like every day I'm like 5 years counting
But you see movement.
very
Madam City
slowly.
Manager.
It's
Yeah,
slowly.
it is.
City manager, do you want to add anything?
I
We
just-
apologize. I
My father
know.
was a civil engineer for New York, and he's like, I do not understand how it could take 5 years to do this project. He's worked on
Well-
LaGuardia Airport, he's worked at JFK, he's worked on the Whitestone Bridge, the George Washington Bridge. He has
Wow.
no understanding as to how this project could have taken that long.
The blasting for the rock where the railroad tracks, that has really been an impediment
Hold up.
because they had to blast and build under that rock and try not to disturb everyone with the reverberation and noise from that. So they've done a lot of mitigation to try to keep that noise and the impact down from that. So that's been taking a while. But City Manager, did you have anything to add to?
The one thing I'll add is the project's substantial completion will be really not until fall of 2021. And that is for the city of Douglasville's portion. So the milestones that the mayor mentioned as far as the blasting for the bridge, the landscaping, all of those things will happen in the next 6 months. But keep in mind, this project is not just the city of Douglasville, but it's also
I'm
Douglas
very well
County
aware
and
that it goes
Paulding.
all the way up to Highway 92.
Correct.
I'm very well
So
aware of that.
you'll probably be dealing with the project for several years to come.
That's, well, I understand that part of it, but the component that I'm concerned about is the component that I'm pretty sure all of us are concerned about, the part that we see.
Yeah.
So that's why I asked, wanted to have an idea. If we were going for an aggressive timeline, 2021, if, let's just say, we mess everything up, what's the end date?
On the City of Douglasville's website, we keep an updated rolling schedule of the project. The Georgia Department of Transportation is the project manager. It's in the city limits, but ultimately they control the schedule of the project. If you would like, I
So
can
you
get
can't
your-
work independently?
No, sir, it's a funded project through the state of Georgia and the federal government. If you would like, I can get your information and give you some detailed information where you can contact the project engineer and get more specifics on it.
I'd like that information, please.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. But we were told, November with the finish of the blasting to go through the tunnel, and then by January, February was landscaping. So, any other comments from citizens and delegates or comments from the audience? Okay, any other business to come before the council from council members? Is that the Mayor Pro Tem, former Mayor Pro Tem out there? He's shaking his head. He looks like him? It looks like Mr. Siegel. You have anything? No? Okay. Council members, any comments from council members on the phone? Councilman Estes or Councilman Watts?
No, ma'am, Madam Mayor. Thank you,
You're welcome.
Ms. Coach.
Thank you, Coach. Councilman Estes? He had a bad connection in Louisiana. All right.
And,
I think he said in a hurricane. Be careful, Councilman Estes.
Says no comments.
No comments? Okay, text you. Okay, thank you. All right, if we don't have any other business to come before council this evening, then this meeting is adjourned.